Powerful Legacy TV. I'm your host, Randy Major, and joining me today from Powerful Legacy Insurance and Financial Services are Kristina 𝘵𝗵𝗂𝗋𝗋 and Rob 𝘊𝗵𝗋𝗋. How are you both today?
Great to be here with you, Randy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. It's good to see you. So we have a great show in store today, and I think it's just so important to really talk about what's happening right now. The elephant in the room, I think, currently is inflation, obviously. We're all feeling it, we're all seeing it, and you know, I think when it first started, it was like, okay, well, we can handle this, isn't so bad, but doesn't it seem like it's almost getting worse?
It does, and the timing of things, sometimes it feels a little off because right now with inflation, everything else is up. It's just crazy. Real estate prices are up and the market is not so much up. I mean, just everything seems like it's in a really bad negative, but it is a cycle. People don't really talk about what's going to happen after it's all over because it will end eventually. It's not going to be forever.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yes, it is. And just like you have those cycles in life, you know, of wellness and sickness, it makes me think about, you know, the whole world's just sick right now, sick of inflation.
Yes, that is true. So when do you think this cycle will turn around? I mean, no one has a crystal ball, obviously, but how do you ease your client's mind when they're coming in, maybe feeling a little frantic? Do you have to kind of reassess their strategy that's in place at times like this, or just kind of let it do its thing?
We sure do. The first thing, folks, is that when you're coming in to see us and we're doing your initial consultation, we're going to talk about what some of your major concerns are. It's probably going to be the same as everybody else out there. Taxes, inflation. You're probably a little bit worried about running out of money in retirement, and all of these things are very normal. So the number one thing is to have a strategy in place. And even if you do have a strategy in place, we'd love to see you for a second opinion. So we'll talk a little bit more about that coming up.
How important is it for someone to get a second opinion? I know when I see the doctor or the dentist and I'm given a diagnosis, sometimes before I make any decisions, I'd like another opinion. If someone has had maybe a strategy they built years ago and it really hasn't looked at it, how would you encourage them to maybe get a second look?
I think that phrase, two heads are better than one, it really applies in our firm because, of course, my husband and I are working together, and then our two oldest boys, they're both licensed associates in the firm, so it's a whole lot of fun in there. And I promise we keep all the arguments behind closed doors. We do not keep that out and about. But getting that second opinion is just like having two heads. It is better than one because sometimes there might be something that someone perhaps missed, and we need to make sure that we're going to keep you on track for retirement.
Yeah. So what is, oh, I'm sorry.
Well, no, we've seen several things that people can improve upon, and we've seen things that we need to do a complete overhaul on, but we've also seen the other way where somebody has things going in the right direction, and we let them know, if you're going in the right direction, you're doing a good job, maybe a tweak here and there, but for the most part, they're on track. But a lot of times there's definitely some gaps in their retirement strategy.
Sure. I mean, how often do you see someone that comes in that really did have it all right? What percentage of people don't need any help?
Well, you know, I think that as far as needing help, it's going to be one of two different things. If you're coming in for the very first time, obviously you have to have help. That's going to be 100% of the time. You're calling us to come and see us. And folks, we do want to go ahead and open up the phone lines. That 877-893-5099, right there at the bottom of the screen. You give us a call, and one of us, our staff, we're going to answer, and we're going to get you set up for that complimentary consultation. Also, when you come in, you're going to get a complimentary copy of The Retirement Train. This is such a great book. I know you're going to love it. It talks about all the different stages through life, not just retirement. Don't let the title deceive you. But what do we need to do to get you on track for retirement? And we're so excited to have you come in, have this consultation. And for those of you that need a second opinion, perhaps you have one of those big fat binders and it's got all of these amazing charts and graphs and it looks fabulous, but is it really the ultimate strategy that you need? Come in and get a second opinion and let's see if it is.
That's so important too. And I think, like we said before, in today's world with everything going on, it really can't hurt to give you that peace of mind that you need. Lay out any possibility, and I'm assuming that's what you do, maybe not in the first consultation, maybe the second. Can you put different situations on paper? So then you're including your client and really showing them that they're going to be okay when life hands them a curveball.
That's right. This is a full holistic approach. It's very personal. I've never seen one story that has been written the same, that's for sure. Yeah. I think that when we're talking about retirement strategies too, people want to retire different. Yeah. I see some folks that want to upsize their life. Maybe they want to travel in retirement, those go-go years, and have a great time. And sometimes people want to downsize, maybe get a condo, something a little bit less maintenance, and maybe they want to stay at home and watch Jeopardy. I don't know. Yeah, so just have a really good time. But every retirement story is wonderful, and we love to hear them. And more than anything, we like to make sure that you're going to be on track for that retirement story.
Absolutely. And also, we're living so much longer now. We have to plan for our retirement nest egg lasting 20, 30 years now?
Yes, you hit that nail on the head right there. Living longer is a huge peril in retirement.
I think that's what most retirees or pre-retirees are thinking about right now. They don't want to outlive their income, and they want to be able to live the same lifestyle that they had. And that's a very important and very serious question that we have to consider when we're discussing their strategy.
Yeah, especially, again, we get back to this inflation. This is hard on everybody. Inflation is tough on those of us that are still in our working years, but how frightening for a retiree right now to have to fill up their tank, to have to buy their groceries. It's a whole different situation for them.
Yes, there are some decisions being made. Sometimes you may have to choose between your medications that you need or the electricity that's going to keep you warm in the winter. And that's a very serious situation. And it's not that way for everybody, and we certainly don't want to frighten you. But how do you go ahead and hedge against that? What is the secret to making sure that you're not going to outlive your money? Is including inflation in your strategy. So that's it right there.
That's it right
We're just
there.
going to include inflation. And think about the value of your dollar. So let's say that inflation's only 2%, and that's over 10 years. So in 10 years, it's automatically 20% differential, and that's not even with inflation on the money and growth on the money. So we're talking 20-25% difference over every 10 years. And if you're not including that in your strategy, and you're not making sure that you're going to be prepared for that inflation that's coming, you're missing a piece of that puzzle.
Absolutely. We want to make sure we get one shot at retirement, right? We have to make sure we do this right. So now is the perfect time. Again, like you said, let's open up the phone lines and let's get our viewers to call in and take advantage of the special opportunity you have for them today. Let's remind them of your offer.
That's right.
Yes, please call us at 877-893-5099 to come in for a complimentary review. We would love to sit down and talk about your strategy and how to help improve things for you and your family.
Thank you so much. Well, a complimentary consultation today is what is being offered, but you have to pick up the phone and call that number on your screen. It's 877-893-5099. Again, that's 893-5099. Right now is the time to give yourself peace of mind so you can enjoy your retirement years. And Kristina and Rob are there to help you with that. So we are going to go ahead and open up the phone lines before we take a very short commercial break. But we have so much more for you, so we encourage you to stay tuned. We'll be right back.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
Welcome back. You're watching Your Personal Legacy TV. I'm your host, Randy Major, and joining me from Powerful Legacy is Kristina Ping-Kepperling and Rob Kepperling. Guys, let's talk a little bit about interest rates. You know, I hear they're going up. Is that something we should be concerned with?
They are up. Oh my goodness gracious. Just so different from even a year ago. And what does that mean when an interest rate is up? That means it costs more to borrow money. That's one thing that it means.
Okay.
And also when interest rates are up, that can also mean a sign of strength in the economy. How weird is that? That sounds kind of counterproductive, doesn't it?
Right, it does.
I don't know what to think about it, but it's the truth. And when we're thinking about interest rates being up, sometimes the feds will tighten those purse strings a little bit, and it can feel a little bit uncomfortable because right now with housing costs being so high, and everybody knows it. Oh my gosh, if you look on Zillow, wherever you go, then you know that houses are very expensive.
Yes, we are. My husband and I are actually looking for a home right now.
Oh no.
And the worst time possible, right? And it's really just been so difficult. You know, we need to move, but are we just silly? Should we just wait a little longer? It seems like, you know, there's not much available, and what we are seeing is just so grossly overpriced.
Well, let's answer that question. Yes, you should wait a little bit if you can. That's tough. We just built a home, and we both sold our homes. You know, we just got married last year. So when we built our house, for anyone out there who's bought lumber lately, you probably had a miniature heart attack when you walked into the lumber company. But when we first started, the Advantech subfloor, which is the subfloor that you have to have in your house, was $26 a sheet. It was as high as $112 just this last year. So I cannot believe how expensive that is. How are you supposed to build a house with no floor? So you have to have it.
And it's so crazy too, because it seems like these homes, they're going on the market and they're gone like that. So we're not the only silly ones looking right now, but it just really is eye-opening.
Well, and then the mortgage rates, if you were only paying, you know, 2.5% to 3%, and now you're seeing that 3.5% to 4%, maybe even up to 4.5%, because they do change on a regular basis.
Right.
Well, that costs more and you can afford less house. So with houses being so expensive and then you can't afford as much, that's a little difficult.
Yes, it sure is. It sure is. So your advice would be to just hang in there and wait until things even out?
Yeah, at the end of the day, you don't want to buy a house that's maybe overpriced, and then a year later, it comes back, and maybe you have to sell that house for whatever reason, and then you lose money. Nobody wants to lose money. Of course not. That's why we're here. We don't want to see anybody lose money. We're very conservative people, and we like to make sure people hang on to their money.
Now, as we're on the topic of real estate, do you suggest or do you recommend real estate being a way for an income stream in retirement?
I think it can be a great income stream. Oh my goodness, that's a great question. And we get so many people that do ask this. Should I buy some real estate? Well, first off, I had a client that came in and, well, they're our client now, but when they came in as a prospect and wanted to get a little bit more information, they came in and told me, I withdrew from my 401k and I bought this investment property. Why did you do that? Oh my gosh. Because you just paid a boatload of taxes right up front. You lost all of the possibility of the gains that you would have on that taxation amount and on the amount that you withdrew. You could have borrowed the bank's money and only paid, 3-4%.
Okay.
So you just left a bunch of money on the table. Well, everything's okay. There's still plenty there and it's fine. But what a great way to have a guaranteed income stream. And for people that are in retirement, the number one thing I hear is that happiness comes from a guaranteed income stream because you never have to wonder where your retirement money is coming from.
Right, right. Let's talk about more of those income streams. Could you break that down for us?
Absolutely. Well, first off, let's talk about saving and getting those income streams. Number one, if you're still working, so you're in those working years, those contribution years, and we do have a graphic. Let's see if we can get that up for just a moment. And it talks about the 3 phases of retirement. Here we are, the 3 financial phases. So the first phase is going to be be when you're contributing into your retirement account, or also known as the accumulation phase. And with accumulation, you might be putting money into your 401k, your 403b, your 457s, TSAs, TSPs, your IRAs, all those fantastic accounts. Then you start to get into that retirement red zone. Uh-oh, that's when we need to be paying attention. Your conservation of your funds are very important. Folks, you'll start seeing that in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and even 70s. Then it comes time, you're on the retirement train and you're at your final stop. Woo, woo, here we go. Distribution of your funds. That's my favorite stage right there, because that means we're spending money, right? Who doesn't love to spend money? And when we're talking about these financial phases, and obviously when you're contributing, if you do have the opportunity to contribute to a 401k and you have employer match, don't miss that opportunity. You're leaving money on the table. So let's make sure that we're taking advantage of that and having multiple saving streams. That's what's going to give you multiple income streams in the future.
And for your 401k, the trick that I did for 20 plus years is whenever I received a raise, if it was 3 or 4%, I would take that 3 or 4%, and I may knock off 1%, but I would put the majority of it into my 401 every year. That way you never missed it. You never felt like money was being taken away from you at the end of the paycheck, and it continued to grow, and at the end, you're very well off.
So going back to that real estate question,
yes.
Basically what I gathered from your answer was you really shouldn't make any big decisions without talking to a professional. And so this person
yes.
really could have saved a lot of money had they just handled that a little differently, right?
Absolutely. And one of my favorite parts about our firm is, number one, our Lexington and Louisville office both, we do keep them very boutique, very small. We pick our clientele just like you're picking us. And if we're able to help you, my favorite part is that we don't have any clients that don't just absolutely love us. We get so many hugs and, just great phone calls, birthday wishes, and all these amazing things that happen with that relationship that you build with your clients. And when we're talking about making those decisions, you will come to find that we're just a phone call away. We give our personal cell phone number to our clientele, so you can just drop us a quick text or give us a call and ask us those questions that you're needing to know to make your retirement successful, whether it's about rental property. And sometimes I get people that call and say, should I give my grandson $10,000 for a car? That just happened a few weeks ago. So all sorts of questions. There's no wrong way to deal with it.
Yes, we even had a call a few weeks ago, at about 2 o'clock in the morning. Somebody had an emergency, and the phone rang, and we picked up. Mm-hmm. And I think the person didn't realize it was that late or early in the morning, and felt a little bad. But we're there. We pick it up.
Yeah,
if we see it, we'll pick it up.
It's truly just a solid relationship, and that's so important when you're dealing with something so personal, your
yes.
life's work.
It is. That person that called at 2 a.m. had just lost his father.
Oh,
so it's those times when people really need us the most, and that's the essence of our career, being there when people need us the most.
Yeah. So what is the age range of your client? When should someone really start diving into what their retirement is going to look like?
It's the age range of the retirement train. So again, folks, when you're coming in to see us, you get a complimentary copy of the retirement train. This goes through chapter by chapter. The first chapter is Kidville. So it's going to be 0 to 20, what you should be doing from 0 to 20 for your children, grandchildren, however that may be. And then it comes on up into grown-up town. So chapter 2, in your 20s, in your 30s, so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. So each chapter has those financial stages of what you could be doing to ultimately get to that destination retirement, and it's going to be successful.
Our 12-year-old even read the book and had some interesting questions at the end. And this is what it's saying in the book. And when I start working, this is should I start saving 50% of everything that I make? And he was he's 12. He hasn't had a job yet, but it makes him think.
That's
and that's
wonderful.
the point of the book.
He'll have a really good understanding when he gets into those working years. What's going to happen. That's so great. So I know today's viewers are getting the opportunity to get a complimentary review with you.
They are.
Let's talk a little bit about what happens in that appointment.
So when you give us a call, again, folks, that number on the screen is that 877-893-5099. When you give us a call, we're going to get you set up. It'll probably be a week or two out, so be patient with us. And we did open up 10 time slots, so we want to make sure and give plenty on our weekly basis. And we do have a radio show that you can also get more information. Just check the website, yourpowerfullegacy.com, and see when that is airing. The more more information you get, the better you're going to feel. So when you come in, we're going to do a full needs analysis. See what it is that you really truly need. Are you on track for retirement? You won't leave wondering that question. Yes or no, are you on track for retirement? We'll let you know.
Okay. And to the viewers at home, the phone lines are now open. We do encourage you to go ahead and pick up the phone and call. Take advantage of this opportunity today. Make sure that your retirement is on the right track. If it's not, wouldn't you want to know right now? The phone number is on your screen. It's 877-893-5099. Again, that's 877-893-5099. We have to take a very short commercial break, but we're going to be right back with more. Please stay tuned.
When was the last time you saw your financial professional? Are you getting the most out of the strategy that was created for you? Although you've done a great job finding someone to help plan for your future, are you 100% sure that you were given the right strategy? We can help answer these questions and more with a complimentary second opinion evaluation. We will take a look at what you have in place, then help determine if you are well positioned to get the most out of your future retirement income. In the event that it is not, we can help by making suggestions and showing you how to get on the right path. You wouldn't get just one opinion when it comes to a major health decision. So why would you treat your most important financial decision with such disregard? Call today for your no-cost, no-obligation second opinion evaluation to see if you are getting the most out of your retirement income plan.
Welcome back. You're watching Your Powerful Legacy TV. I'm your host, Randy Major, and I'm joined by Kristina 𝘵𝗵𝗃𝗵 and 𝘁𝗵𝗃𝗵, having a great show about retirement in today's world. And I want to just ask you a question that's always been on my mind. The word annuity. I feel like it's all over the place. It kind of gets a bad rap. What's the deal with it?
Some people don't like annuities. Why is that? Gosh.
Yeah, why is that?
Well, I do know why. It's because they are just uninformed or misinformed, ever so simply. An annuity, folks, is an insurance product. So make no mistake, it is written through an insurance company, which is something that is fabulous. And why do we love insurance companies? Because you insure your home, you insure your car, your life, probably your cell phone. Why would you not insure your retirement? So that's the first thing that I think of when I think of an annuity. And the misunderstanding a lot of times comes because someone is sold something. Mm-hmm. Anytime that you are getting an annuity, it should not be sold to you. It should be suitable for you. Mm-hmm. That's the best way to look at that. Right, so when we're talking about annuities, we're going to make sure that something's going to be suitable. It's going to be longevity based, because a lot of times folks that are wanting an annuity, they want that guaranteed retirement income stream. And that comes built within those annuities a lot of times, and we love that.
Okay. So do you think that this is why also some folks are so intimidated to call and meet with a financial strategist, is that they're afraid they're going to be sold rather than, you know, have it be such a personal situation?
Well, when we opened the show, you were talking about those percentages of people, and, you know, really, I can't help 100% of people. An annuity is not best for 100% of people. Let's shift it back to that. And when you're talking about an annuity, it's a commitment, and the insurance company's giving you a promise that if you put that premium in there, you're not going to outlive that income. How great is that? And annuities have all sorts of bells and whistles on them. You should speak with a professional about that, because there are some people that are out there going door to door and they're selling products. That's not how it should be. You should have someone that you meet with, have a full needs analysis done, and if it's a way to have perhaps like a personal pension. All pension plans are annuities. We love pension because it's a guaranteed income stream, right? Social Security is technically an annuity. It's not really with the insurance companies, it's the government, but I know we all love the government paying taxes and all that kind of nonsense, but you know, we'll just keep those opinions to ourselves.
That makes it so much more simple the way you explained it. It really is helpful to understand it that way. Thank you.
Yes, I'm so glad. And we want you to feel happy and comfortable. We want you to understand what you're getting into and why we made those decisions. And I think that through the consultation, just knowing, are you on track, yes or no? What do we need to do to get you there if you're not? That is a huge piece of that retirement puzzle, and we're going to solve it for you.
Yeah, I mean, retirement is so much different than it used to be. And you talked about pensions, and it was just so simple then. And now it seems to be a little more confusing, and I think that really just, you know, it intimidates folks.
Yeah, and pensions are not the leg it used to be with people. And the last time I read, I believe there were 13 Fortune 500 companies that even offer a pension anymore. So it's dwindling fast, and you have to find other ways or other avenues to be able to hold your financial security up.
Of course, and that's where you come in.
That's right. That's
so
what
we
we're
have
here
a viewer question here.
Oh, great.
I'm going to go ahead and ask you that. Okay, it says, I want to generate income in retirement. What's your general opinion of investing, we already answered this, I think, in real estate as a way to generate retirement income for myself down the road? I'm only 5 years away from retirement. I have enough income that I could buy a couple of small properties and have them paid off before I retire if I set my mind to it. What do you think?
Well, first off, that viewer question doesn't really catch me by surprise because we were just talking about this. A lot of people are talking about this, income streams and having real estate part of your retirement strategy. And first off, if you're 5 years away from retirement, again, using the bank's money, it's a little bit less expensive. Let the property pay for the bank. That's the easy part right there. Okay. Let it make the payment. Okay. That's a really good strategy. We do keep some powerful partners at Powerful Legacy. That's one of my favorite things about our firm. We have a real estate expert, we have a mortgage expert, we have a med-sup expert, CPA, will, estate, and tax attorney, and they're all our powerful partners that we retain to make our agency truly powerful. That's what we love. And when we're talking about all of these different specialties, first off, we're not jacks, we're masters. So sometimes we're going to perform like a quarterback. We may have to pass you on to the master over there for whatever it is your need is coming about. And when we're talking about real estate and finances in specific of financing real estate, okay, and we send you over to the mortgage expert may not always give you exactly what you want to hear. It may be, you know what, you can't afford to do this. This is not going to be a favorable investment. They will tell you yes or no either way.
Right.
That's always good. Just knowing is the best.
Just knowing and getting advice from a professional and not from the water cooler.
Well, sometimes you'll get through finance or mortgage lenders that will put on paper what we believe they can afford reasonably to be able to have a prosperous retirement, and they'll come back and say, hey, you know what? You can afford more than this. We'll loan you more than this. And that sometimes gets them in trouble. And that's with our powerful partners. We sit down with them when they deliver the same level of customer service, the same advice, and we even talk about things before that purchase happens. And that way we can get everybody on the same page for the best of the customer.
That's
or
great.
the client.
Okay, well, we're already at the end of the show. I'd like you to just quickly remind the viewers about what the complimentary consultation entails.
Great, folks. Again, if you give us a call, that number on the screen, that 877-893-5099, and you'll come in for a complimentary consultation. We'll also get you a complimentary copy of the retirement train. So the more information you get, the better you're going to feel. Let's make sure that you're going to be on track. So come in for that complimentary review.
Kristina, thank you so much. Rob, thank you so much. And to the viewers at home, thank you so much for spending time with us this morning. We hope you gained some amazing information from today's show. We do encourage you to go ahead and pick up the phone and give us a call today, 877-893-5099. Thanks again for watching. Have a beautiful day.